Come on. All right. Good morning, LinkedIn. Dave Wilson of the Ringer Hire Show. Hey, listen, I'm here with one of my favorite guests. She's been on the show like 4 times now. Melissa Bowman of FoxHire in Canton, Ohio, right?
Yes, Canton,
All right.
Ohio.
So we're going to be talking about an EOR, and for recruiters that don't know this process and new company, what an EOR offers. I should say that. See, it's morning. But we'll be right back after this. Come on, tell me. You got to love it.
I did. It's different. I love it.
You know, this gentleman in Pakistan, he is, all I know is it's Dark 2019 is his name. And the Fever app, Fever, whatever you want to call it. We've known each other for 2 years now. That cost me only $17. That's it.
What?
So we know each other. It's an app. I didn't even send you the app. You know, it's Fever app, whatever, and you can get all your marketing done. We created that. He knows my image, so I send the images, I choose the music, and then he does all this creative stuff. Now that we know each other, that took us only 2 hours to make.
That's crazy.
That's it. 2 hours, we were done, and that was right back up on there.
That's impressive for $17.
That's it, and I gave him a $10 tip this time. You know, he's like, yes, sir, yes, sir. You know, my friend, and sometimes he doesn't understand the English, but you know, when you can create a video like that in 2-3 hours and you're done. So
yeah, that's
all right. We got some people here. Good morning, Emery. Hope things are well. That's my favorite cousin here.
Oh,
you know, Tuvia,
Tuvia,
Miami, Florida. All right. You know, Melissa, why don't you introduce yourself and what you do at FoxHire?
I am an account manager with FoxHire, Melissa Bowman. I have been with FoxHire going on 2 years now, and what we are is an employer of record service. So we handle all of the back office duties for recruiting firms. They don't have to worry about managing their time to chase invoices, create invoices, you know, check timekeeping, check the candidates' hours, all of that. We do that for them and have a streamlined system for them to utilize to make their placements and allow us to be their partner on those placements as their EOR.
I love it. And we got Steve from Utah, all the way in Utah. Steve.
Hi, Steve.
He's in Utah with, God, there goes my memory again, Elwood Staffing. He's a great colleague on Tuvia. How's the weather? It's still going to be 90 degrees, Melissa. I think you can attest to that. But I want to, when I talk about the ER, what I've always said when we first met was, everybody says, how can you do staffing? Well, as one person, I have everything that a staffing company has. They're right behind me, and you don't see them.
Yep.
You don't see them. So when I had put Melissa on assignment at STTC, that was my first experience with you, and I could not believe I absolutely did nothing.
Yep. You just recruit and submit them, and we handle everything else. Onboarding, timekeeping, invoicing, contracts being sent to your client. We take care of all of that for you.
And I couldn't believe how easy it was. You got the drug screen, where to go. She had any questions. Even the one time she texted me on a Sunday or Monday, I didn't do my timesheets. Didn't matter. She sent out the time and you were able to fix it. Um, how do you feel like business now with FoxHire with the pandemic kind of over, but still going back up a little bit? Do you see any trends or going on?
Nothing has slowed down. If anything, it has amped up with the need for EOR services between nurses, med techs, higher level C-suite positions, any type of manufacturing. The jobs are out there. Everyone knows this. The jobs are out there. The candidates are available. So it's a matter of, okay, how much time do you want to spend to continue to build your business? Let us take care of all of that for you. So the trends that we're seeing really are all over the place, to be quite honest with you. I've got manufacturing recruiters that are placing people here recently. I've got C-suite level positions that are being placed. And I've got, of course, healthcare. That is
Right.
still the biggest trend right now is healthcare placements.
My wife said that last night over here at St. Luke's. They built a new hospital. It's not even all the way open up. They can't find people. So only partial things in the new hospital because traveling nurses, I'm sure you're familiar with, you can take a nurse and put them on assignment for a short term, send them halfway across the states and they work and they'll come back. And I could not believe if I believe in my video resume screening with Duck now, I'm in at 2:00. Every single thing can be done. You interview them on here, video resume screening. You get them, you really like it, send it to your candidate. They say yes, use FoxHire, you're done.
You're done.
You make your placement, and the client's happy. And what I liked about it is the short term, like when Melissa was put on assignment, within 1 week they wanted to hire her, so they want to let her go. So then I was paid the buyout, and they had no problems with it.
Right.
We just wrote the check, and and that's what I liked about FoxHire is that's how FoxHire gets paid during the hourly. After that, that's all yours.
It is all yours. Yes, we will write your conversion fee. You can input your own jargon. So we will write that into the contract for your interest. And when that happens and they hire that person in-house, then that conversion fee is 100% yours.
I remember 3 weeks after, one of emailed me, is Melissa still working there? I'm like, no, she was hired. And at least what I said there is you followed up because I forgot to email back and say, oh, she's on assignment. Do you see, I've talked to you a couple of times before, do you see certain states that are really standing out? Because I always look at Texas. That's all we hear about is like Texas, Florida. I mean, do you see certain states?
Florida is pretty heavy with staffing. We've seen some in Texas. The Carolinas are pretty big with med tech. There are other areas that people try and shy away from because of burden, but we do make placements in those higher burden states. We're seeing a lot of developers, IT positions across the Midwest to the West. So anywhere from Chicago over to California. And yes, Tuvia, you are right. Florida is booming. And thank you for the compliment. Yes, thank you. Yes, Florida is one of those states that is booming with different positions. So
that's what I said. You must be going. Now you'll do any state, right? Or you just do the East Coast, or you handle it all, whatever?
FoxHire as a whole is licensed across the country, including Puerto Rico. I personally handle across the country for any of my clients. So I manage particular clients as things progress with them. I may be asked to manage them as a whole, so they can be anywhere across the country. Now our sales team, they are separated in territories, so we as a whole as FoxHire will handle across the country. It just depends on who your rep is.
And that's what I liked about when they give you the demo, and it was really good. That portal, my favorite part is just the calculator. When you can put in there, and even when I had questions we've talked numerous times, like what is the rate for compensation? What are you putting in there? And then you put that on there, and you're like, all of a sudden, well, you're not going to make too much there.
Yeah.
Let's increase the markup percentage. Well, okay, I can handle that.
Mm-hmm.
Workers' comp. That's my brain with that. So, and what I like about how you're always available, no matter when you call FoxHire, they
Yes.
answer. If you're not there, somebody else will give you that
Mm-hmm.
answer.
Mm-hmm.
What? How do you go about training somebody and explaining the process to them if they're not familiar?
Yeah, it's always a fun experience for me. As you know, I love meeting people. I love working with people, and I love caring for my recruiters and their needs. It's a matter of discovering the verticals that they place in, discovering what their pain points are, and then I will have a one-on-one meeting with them and demonstrate the portal to them, answer the questions. More times than not, people do not know what they don't know. So they can reach out to me. They will email me. They will call me. They will text me. It doesn't matter. I am always available. I'm on vacation today and I'm
That's
here answering emails and having this show because I care so much about this company and I care so much about my recruiters. So it's just a matter of demonstrating the system to them. A lot of times they think it's more complicated than what it actually is. So once they see exactly how streamlined it is, how transparent the information is, it's pretty smooth sailing after that.
It is. Hey, Bill. Bill's
Hi,
in Pittsburgh.
Bill.
How far is that from Canton?
Where is he at?
He's in Pittsburgh.
Oh, it's an hour and a half.
Oh, so he's really close. Florida and
Hmm.
Texas are building unprecedented rates. What do these states have in common?
Unprecedented rates.
Are building at unprecedented rates. What do these two states have in common?
I'm not real certain what they have in common. What we're finding is that there are opportunities and clients there because they have need are more open to higher bill rates.
Right.
So with those unprecedented rates, that may be what you're seeing, Tuvia, is that the need is there and they haven't been able to find the candidates or the internal employees to bring on board. So they're reaching out to recruiters. So the possibility is there to have higher bill rates and or depending on what those pay rates are that the candidates are demanding,
And
then you may see higher pay rates as well. So it's a matter of, finding that happy medium to meet the need for the candidate and the client as a whole.
and then I also found that you got to educate the client, the recruiter does, because some companies never heard of an EOR. They don't know what it is, and it's not their
Right.
fault. I didn't know what it was. I mean, I was like EOR, and when I go always back to Melissa, my first one. There was no issues at all. That first email went out like that.
Yeah.
And that is what I think is probably part of your job is to explain it
Hmm.
to the client.
Yeah, we will communicate with the client if need be. Now, the relationship is between the recruiter and the client. We want you to keep that relationship strong. We're just a background partner. We are here helping you meet their needs. So if the clients have any questions about the contract, about the invoices, they can always call us. We are open to answer their questions. We are open to explain things to them. We do send out a client portal video to them so they have that demonstration themselves so they can see exactly what they have access to and how easy it will be for them to approve hours.
What I liked also on that portal is when you set up, it only takes a day to set it up. It's not even
that. Not
good. I
even
know
that.
it was like instantly. And what I like about it is you're not charged
No,
until
not charged.
3 months without placing somebody, and you're not locked into that 3 month, 6 month, 1 year contract. And that word contract scares people.
That's the great thing with us is there's no cost to be part of the FoxHire family. You can register, you can get in, you can start running quotes, you can create prelims. I don't care what you do. You can get in there and you can navigate the system. There's no charge to you to do that. The only time there are minimal fees is when you make placements with us.
And that's the favorite part because you didn't have to worry about spending that money.
Right.
And what I also liked about the portals, I go back to that, is I can't believe how all the information that you're talking about is right there.
Mm-hmm.
You can see exactly where your invoicing is. You can see if they're not paying the bill, you don't even have to worry about when you don't have to collections. You're going after it,
Right.
not the recruiter.
Right. You can see exactly what expected payments you are anticipating from us. You will be able to see what invoices went out each week, what that invoice number was, what the dollar amount was, what payments have come in, and what your portion to be paid out is for each of
That's
those
awesome.
invoices.
Weekly pay, weekly pay.
Weekly pay.
For that 1099, weekly pay, weekly pay. Being on LinkedIn all the time, you see is, I swear, there must be more need for recruiters than there is candidates, because everything you scroll down, we're hiring remote. We're hiring remote. So I'm thinking, wow, how's this going to play out? So you're going to hire 10,000 recruiters, and you're going to have 10,000 employees. I don't understand it sometimes. I'm like, but that must increase the need for an EOR. It's got to.
It does increase the need, when there are that many people. You can handle maybe 10, 15 on your own. But if you are a sole proprietor, or you just have one or two recruiters on staff, there is not enough time in a day for you to make sure you're getting the timesheets. And who does manual timesheets anymore? If you have to have those timesheets sent in or emailed or dropped off at the office, who has time to sort through all of that? It's all online with us. So, you're having to chase the timekeeping, you're having to create the invoices, you're having to chase the invoices, you're having to collect, you're having to manage the burden. And what happens if you are not compliant with PTO laws? Some recruiters aren't aware that there are PTO laws in different states. They may only be licensed to place in one or two states, but your client has needs in Iowa or Arkansas or Kansas. You have to now register yourselves, pay for that registration to be able to place there. Why do that? Just come straight to us. We already have that taken care of. You run your quote, you see what that burden is, make the placement, all is good.
Well, during the one COVID part of it, where the nurses were going to New York City, and when I got this thing, they were saying what they're paying for, the nurses, and I'm thinking that markup, and I'm like, wow. But if you don't know New York's laws and all, it just takes it all away.
Right.
But I didn't understand that, because I was thinking, wait a minute here, that's all I'm going to make. But look what they're making. But like you said, it's a different state, and New Jersey versus Pennsylvania. It's, New Jersey's more reasonable around us, which is 5 minutes across the bridge, or Pennsylvania for the workers' comp. And we've talked about that numerous times,
Right. Yeah. You can search workman comp codes. You can see what the burden is. Our developers and our staff is on top of everything. So the minute a law changes, we will be compliant in the system within a short time frame. You can see exactly what that burden is in New York compared to PA or Ohio. So you can run numbers and see exactly what you would be making where.
And what I like is, I always say, we've talked about it numerous times. We got, hey, good morning, Dwayne from Tennessee. All the way from Tennessee, the country music.
I love Tennessee.
Oh, I've been there only once. I still have to go see Elvis Presley's.
I can't believe you haven't been there. It's fabulous.
No,
fabulous.
I have not been there. I have not been there. What I also wanted to tell you about is, like I said, short-term assignments, long-term assignments, temporary to permanent, and the buyout. I say buyout. Another thing is, those benefits are they're so much better. You offer the benefits for, in some of the staffing agencies, around here, it's just, volume and volume and volume and volume. And a lot of the companies offer, it's just the basic. But what I liked about FoxHire was it was pretty top notch, because if you're going to put somebody on that's a nurse, if you're going to put somebody on that's a real high end professional, they want healthcare.
Yep, we have healthcare benefits. We've got a couple of different plans that they can choose from, depending on, what their needs are and what deductible they want to have. We have dental, we have vision, we have an HSA, and we have 401k. So candidates qualify for those benefits after being on assignment 60 days. So the first of the month after their 60 days from the assignment starting.
And the price, the cost is not that much. When I looked at it, Not much different than what everybody else pays.
Right. It is not much
No.
different from what everyone else pays. And that's one less headache that the recruiters have to deal with is it doesn't affect their numbers. So those benefits are available to candidates, whether they are working, a long term or a 6 month assignment. It's 60 days after
60 days.
their assignment starts. And the cost does not affect the client or the recruiter at all.
All right. I got one more question, and we'll be ready to wrap up. Is you've said it, I've listened to you talk about, but how do you really sit down? If I was new to you, how do you really talk to a recruiter and tell them how do you sell that to them and say, listen, I mean, you're just not doing sales, but you have a passion for what you do.
Mhm.
What do you say to them to try to really convince them, say, listen, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. I get to know what their passion is. I learn exactly what their plans are for growth, where their pain points are, and I demonstrate and explain to them the desire to help them. My first and foremost focus is for their growth and for their success. I celebrate with all of my clients, whether they are a 200-person firm or they're a one-person firm. I have the desire and love to help anybody. And that is what I think makes me different from a lot of other account managers out there in the industry. I'm not just, plugging away at the computer. You call me, you tell me about your day. Let me hear about your kids. Let me
Right.
celebrate with
Yep.
you. And I am available at all times. People call me all the time because they know that I will be focused on their needs. I
Definitely.
answer their questions, and I think it's that personal, that humanistic connection that people are missing and have
Yep.
been missing that I think makes me and FoxHire stand out from competitors. You're not going to have a 4-day delay in
Right.
getting a response from me. It's going to be more than likely within the hour. And you can call me and I can hear you. You can vent, you can tell me what's going on and ask questions. And I am here to help you. I just did that the other day with one of my clients. They called and said, hey, I know I haven't had any placements with you yet, but I'm actually growing internally and I want you to help me with the 4 people that I'm going to be bringing on board.
Yeah, because
So
you offer marketing material too.
we do
Um,
offer marketing material that you can
that's what
send
I
out
like.
to your clients. Yep.
Yep. Let's see. Tubia's got to put one more in there. That is so important. Look at that, the human connection. And he's right. But I want to thank you again. You've always come on the show. I only called you
Sure.
yesterday. I said, hey, can you do a show Friday? Because I wanted to get a
Sure.
couple of people in before I start my new position.
Yes. I'm here. I'm celebrating with you. I'm so excited to hear how things go for you. And I love being on your show.
We'll
Absolutely
be
love
back
it.
again. We'll be back plenty of times. I'm going to have to be doing the 9 o'clock show though, 8 or 9 o'clock. But I'm not going to stop. And you've been a good friend and colleague. And I've told people, listen, you monitor your LinkedIn page because if I send a message, it's on.
Come
So if
on.
anybody
Yep.
wants to reach out
Just
to
like
you,
that. Yep.
it's LinkedIn. And then also I put on there your email. And when I share this YouTube with you, I'll send you the link. Is what number do you have that they can call?
Sure. They can call 888-534-9417. My extension is 503.
All right, and we'll put that on there once I'll send you right the YouTube link. You don't have to wait
Sure.
2 days anymore. I didn't realize you could do it instantly.
Yeah.
So, but Melissa, thank you so much again for coming on, and I really hope everybody that's
Sure.
watching to connect with her and learn about something different. You don't have to pay anything. The
Nope.
worst thing you do is you can sit there for 30, 45 minutes and just listen. And I know you get a free T-shirt that says FoxHire. I've noticed that blue FoxHire. That would look kind of, let me see, FoxHire. Hint, hint, but no. Everybody, thank you. And Melissa, thank you so much. I'm going to talk
Sure.
to you right after this.
Yeah, absolutely. And feel free to reach out if there's any questions. You never know. Like you said, 30 minutes or so. It's an introduction. You can see exactly because you never know what's going to happen in the future.
And
So
my favorite saying is, listen, I have what you have. Behind me, you don't see them.
absolutely.
That's it. Everybody would be like, oh, I'm like, no, I got that. I got HR. Doesn't matter. I got everything. So,
Sure
all right,
do.
have a great vacation day for
I
doing
will.
it.
I
All right,
will.
we'll talk to you right after this.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.